Good morning. Cheers. What did you stumble across, Clem? I don't know. Some outback backyarder DIY hack guy. Oh, it's a bit warm for coffee this morning, let me tell you. It's going to be a scorcher, 35, 36 today or something. Not looking forward to it. Aircon's not on yet. Might have to kick it on. We'll see how we go. How's everyone doing? Good morning. So, I've been hacking around both the mechanical and the software side of my, I'm calling it the AOIC, the Automatic Optical Inspection Contraption. I'm not really calling it that, but sounds funny. Hey, Alan. Drier than a dead dingo's donger. Yeah, that's a very much an Aussie thing. Yeah. And for those who don't know what a donger is, well, yeah. Okay, so 11 degrees in the UK. Oh, I wish. So yeah, I've been hacking away at it, and I want to take the both bit further today, but the mechanical stuff. Yeah, I got lots to go over and show. I guess I need to have a quick chat about what it is for those that are new to either the channel, new to the streams, or new to the project. But before I do that, I'll quickly go through and do a quick roll call. I don't want to call it a roll call. That's just stupid. It's not class. It's not class. Anyway, so Christopher, good morning. Henrik, hello. Peter's here early. Simple Electronics, hi. Adam. And Adam posted a link in here for a plugin called Growth Plugin that animates PCBs in Blender. Looks pretty cool. Had a quick look. So thanks for posting that, Adam. Andy, hello. Graham, good morning. Ben, hello. Flowrider 65. Has it really been a week since Disco Inferno? It has. I still haven't. All my stuff shipped. All my laser stuff I bought is shipped. I did ask the guy not to put laser on the package, but I don't think he listened. So we'll see what happens. Johnny, hi. Dave. Alan, yes, Alan. It's always coffee time, Alan. You know that. Random Hacks, hi. Crazy Roops. Mako, hello. Hello, Mark. Just lurking, that's okay. Teletronics, hello, mate. And Clem, hi. Photochromax, Marco. JF, X Micron. Paul. Technolog, hello. Show you the thing. I'll show you the thing. I'll get to the thing. The thing about the thing. Rhoda, good morning. Capoletti, hello. So much pre-chatter to read. You don't have to read it. Oh, it jumped. And no idea where I was. I'm going to go backwards now. Edward, hello. Sol, good morning. Andrew. Francisco, Fognology. Carsten. Wooden 1000. Tim, hello. Dutch Taurus. George, hi. Ian, hello Ian. Viking Cat, that is a cool name. Viking Cat. Gustas, hi. Okay, I think I got everyone. Palev, good morning or evening or wherever anyone is. Cool, okay, I think I got everyone for the moment. No? Embedded Hobbyist, hi. Why would they put laser on the parcel? They don't even label. No, they don't label things properly, but the time that they do is going to be the time that customs take it and sees it. So, I posted something in my Discord yesterday. I'm going to quickly... Hang on. I posted this in in the supporters area, but it's worth... I'm just going to quickly change to my desktop and show you what I posted. I have a laser cube sitting in a shopping cart. I'm tempted to just get one anyway. Like, sure, I want to like play with the galvos and build something and you know, do that. I want a project. I'm happy to do a project, but I also want the thing for the wall, right? So, and they're competing odds, and so I've got a laser cube in my shopping cart. I just don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know. I mean, $1,000. Yeah, it's a very extreme amount of money just to allow chat to draw pictures on my wall. But you know, you never know. You never know. Okay, I'm going to put that away. So, let's do a quick catch up on what the project is. And just so you know, I've got my normal camera, which is currently looking at my desk. So I can move that over like this, but it doesn't give me a very big field of view. So I've also set up my webcam, and I did my webcam overhead the other day on my Unexpected Maker stream. Hey, Christopher. Hello, Jerry. Laser cube for 4 new feeders. What? For the price of 4 new feeders? Sure. Feeders I've got. Anyway, it was facing this way and it was really awkward. It kept moving. So I've set up a tripod, which is kind of in my way. But that way, while I'm working, hopefully you can see a bit. And maybe I can zoom it a little bit. I don't know. Hey, Dave Paul Jones. Bruce is here. Did you not go skiing? Is it in focus? It is. Can I zoom it? A little bit. I can zoom it a little bit. Okay, that's good. While I'm working. Excellent. So, let's do a quick talk about what this actually is. But I need a coffee first. I should put my coffee closer so I can see. So I'm building a system that uses cameras, 2 cameras, I'll talk about the cameras in a moment, that is designed to optically inspect a panel or whatever, or a PCB. But in my case, a panel of PCBs. It's currently pouring rain. Yeah, not fun to ski in the rain, especially when it's raining, there's no snow. So for now, the idea is to optically inspect the final reflowed version of the panel, so I don't have to do it manually under a microscope. And my initial aim for the project is to it'd be great if it was perfect, but my expectation is that there'll always be some occasional things it gets wrong, especially while I'm teaching it. So I'd rather have false positives than false negatives. So my aim for it right now is to be able to identify what it thinks are components that have not been soldered correctly. I'm not looking at placement issues like things like orientation and stuff. It's kind of too late at this point. But I want it to be able to look at the parts and go, there's a tombstone here, or this part doesn't look like it's been, the solder pad doesn't look correct on this part. And then let me know what the parts are, and I can at least go and check those parts. But eventually be smart enough to go, yep, this panel's good, you don't have to check it. Because it's quite fatiguing for me to go through under a microscope and look at, so there's 33, there's 33 components per board here and 20 boards. So it's like almost 700 parts I need to check under a microscope, and if I have a pile of 10 or 20 of these I need to do, that's thousands and thousands of parts I need to check. And I get fatigued, my eyes get fatigued, I miss things, right? So that's the initial aim, but the plan is, once this is working, to then be able to inspect boards off the pick and place machine before they go into the oven to make sure that parts are placed in the right spot, as in that they're not off center or anything, because that will allow me to detect and fix things before they go in the oven. It's much quicker to fix them then than it is to fix them afterwards, right, with reworking. And then obviously reworking means heating up the boards again and jarring other components and stuff. And then once that's working, because it would be exactly the same system, but it'll just be looking at components. It'd be using a set of data that is not reflow data, but non-reflow data. And then once that's working, I could get this to do paste inspection to make sure that a panel is pasted correctly before it goes into the pick and place. So it would be the same thing that could be on a production line in 3 different places doing 3 different things. That's my plan for this. And the idea is that, I mean, whether it's a smart build or not right now, the idea is that it would be something that people could reproduce, right? I mean, I will open source it. I'm going to wait till I've got something working first. Like, I'm not going to, like, I wouldn't open source this current design, because this current design is, you know, the more I look into things and the way mechanical stuff designed, this could be completely optimized. And it's got a long way to go before I'm ready to open source or to share stuff for people to work on. But I've been making progress on the software side and on the hardware side. So my stream that I did, that I linked in the description below, on my Unexpected Streams channel the other day, I was working on more of the vision stuff, getting panel detection. Okay, right, no, cool. So I'll just check in the chat. Working on panel detection and other stuff. That still works, although I've pulled all this apart right now, because I want to, there's a few things I've done. So let me just go over some of the changes I've made on the mechanical stuff. So it was always supposed to be lifted off, because it's supposed to sit where things can go underneath it. So whether, like, for me, this might sit on one of my conveyors, which technically doesn't have to be lifted so high. But for instance, maybe this could sit next to an index P&P or something. When, I don't know if he's still planning on doing this conveyor. Hey Ray, but if he ever gets, if he does implement his conveyor for the index, then maybe this can sit after the index, right? And it would need the ability to have stuff go under it. So the idea is that a panel either travels under it here, or you just put your panel in and have it detect. Now this looks quite large, and we'll go through why it's so big, but it doesn't necessarily have to be this bulky. Anyway, so I've got it higher, and it's obviously much sturdier now the way it's all put together. Although I'm going to have to pull some of this off to get some more bits in. I did have these side bits higher, and this was sitting up here much higher. But now that it's raised off the ground, I don't need it so high. So it's going to be lower. And then so part of it that I've been doing over the last few days is designing and building a whole bunch of brackets for this. And I just printed some last night for the stream. So here is a new, the lighting is going to be a bit difficult, and I don't even know where the camera is. So here's a new set of brackets that I just printed. I'm just trying different types of brackets to see how they all might work. So it's back. So my plan is to get this back to a functional state of what it was like on my stream the other day, so I can show some stuff working. And then I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind like putting the blocks on and getting the extra axis on and be able to move something around. Now, I mentioned on my Patron video, let's go back to this camera for the moment. I mentioned on my Patron video yesterday, I've actually bought some new cameras for this. Spending quite a bit of money on cameras. Hey, Stephen. I think I've got a bit of a fetish for USB and MIPI cameras. So the camera I'm using up top here right now is this one here, is a 16 megapixel autofocus camera, and it's got a USB, so what is it, UV2 interface on it. So it just plugs directly into a Raspberry Pi, and it's detected as a camera. I did also order a lot of disco laser stuff, but that was considerably cheaper compared to the cameras. The problem with this that I'm discovering now is autofocus, which is great, but the autofocus doesn't kick in all the time. Sometimes I've got to stick my hand in there to focus it. Sometimes the focus shifts when I don't want it to. And although it's got, I can access a whole bunch of settings on the camera to tell it to do stuff. What I can't do is tell it to focus. I can't actually set the focus on it, which is a bit frustrating. I'm going to need a disco evening eventually. Sure, disco at my place. You'll have to pay your own airfare though. But I'll supply finger food. 2 years from now, there could be an ecosystem, mid-scale manufacturing machines, all pushing the bounds. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is... So, an optical inspection system is expensive. Like, even a second-hand one is like $50,000. Like, a good optical inspection system is $120,000 plus. There's, you know, in the pick-and-place space, you can get desktop cheap pick-and-place machines. In the reflow space, you can get, you know, T962 ovens, right? All the way up to big, massive conveyors. In the solder paste space, you can get, you know, really expensive, you know, automatic solder paste stuff, all the way to semi-auto down to manual stencil printers. In the optical inspection space, there's nothing other than these machines. There's some projects, people have worked on some stuff, and there's some things out there, and then there's AR things, like there's Inspect AR and stuff, but they're quite different. Like, that's a human being doing something. There are projects that other people have worked on to do basic, like PCB inspection and stuff, but there doesn't seem to be anything else really in this space. Nothing that you can stick on a line, or nothing that I've found that's versatile enough, or that'll do what I need, right? And what I need is generally what anyone else needs when it comes to production and automation. Am I planning on developing an AO product for makers for sale? No, I don't think so. I'm not really looking at productizing this because I don't think I'd want to build it. But there will be parts of this, just like with the index. Look, I'm not 100% sure. I'll be straight up honest. I'm not 100% sure why Stephen went and made a completely custom board for the index. Not in its entirety, when a lot of it is replicating stuff that already exists, right? Like he went the G code route, and that's already solved, right? I mean, good on him for doing it, like absolutely, and he's made a great all-in-one board, and I definitely see the appeal for that, and I guess he's designed that as a product that he can sell for people that don't want to make it, right? Hey John. So, I mean, total kudos for that. It seemed like he could have used like an existing, you know, good stepper board, and he could have made another board that spoke to that, possibly. I don't know. In my case, it's the same thing. Like this will run off a Raspberry Pi, or I guess any Python-based machine. But like I'm working on this on a Pi, although I might have to move away from the Pi. Well, anyway, I'll get to that in a moment. And this will have some custom hardware for it to control everything. This will not be running G code. This will not be running standard steppers controlled by G code like a 3D printer, right? That's not how I'm designing it. I'm designing this thing to run off, to talk to trinamic steppers directly via Python, via SPI. So I've got full control over the whole ability of the stepper drivers, so that you know. But other people could design the hardware in a different way. But that's how I'm designing this. So there will be some custom hardware for this. Maybe that's something that I can offer people, you know, make and sell for them if they wanted to. But other than that, I'm trying to make this out of stuff that you can just buy. Now the cameras aren't cheap. Right, so I've ordered, got sidetracked. Squirrels, where's John? Where's John Oxer? He sent me his squirrels. So I bought new cameras. To replace this one, I've got a 21 megapixel camera coming. I didn't need to go higher megapixels, but it's using a MIPI interface that I can stick the USB stuff on, but it's also using the new ISP stuff of the Pi, or I don't know if that's new or not. Hello, BB. So I can talk directly to the camera, and what I can do with this camera is not only turn the autofocus on and off, but I can set the focus. I can actually have it, like software-wise, I can control the focus. I can everything about the camera, which is important. The other thing is I was going to be using this global shutter, or a global shutter camera, to do the close-up stuff. The problem with the global shutters cameras is that the best you can get is like 2.3 megapixel. They're designed to be able to do moving photography that you can stitch together and stuff like that. I don't want to go down that road of having to doing stitching and stuff. I'm going to be swapping that out with, I've ordered 2 new cameras, a 10 megapixel monochrome camera and a 14 megapixel color, both the same family of chipset of camera, of sensor. And they're designed for low light CCTV style work. So as you get closer to something, when you're shooting it, you get less light coming in. Less light means that you get grain and you get other stuff. So a low light lens, I think, will be a really good fit for this. They're rolling shutters, not global, but they're super high res, like 10 megapixel and and 14 megapixel. So I should be able to. I probably don't have to get as close, and I can take really good high-res photos. Hi, David. So those, I bought them locally. They're the same Arducam brand, but I found a supplier locally that had them. They shipped yesterday from Perth. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here. I can keep working on this for the moment. So, last bit of catch-up on this. So the way this works is, if you want to be hippie, stick a camera on your Mippy. Okay. Hey, Majority, I hope I got that right. So the way this works is, let me just switch to, oh, my mouse not working, here we go. So the way this works is, we've got one camera here, and that detects where the PCB is in space. And then there'll be the second camera that's on the XY axis that'll move around and take photos of all the boards on the panel. Say Wi-Fi. Why am I saying Wi-Fi? Okay. So I want to start getting this back together. At least get this top bit back on again. So I've made a bunch of these brackets, different types of brackets. I'm assuming that my height is going to be good, and I've designed them so they've got a bit of a lip on them, so they kind of sit in the right spot, and as you see here, it kind of almost stays in place. I need to put the T-nuts in, but it'll make it much easier to get everything on and get everything level, I hope. That's the plan. So now say Mippy, Wi-Fi Mippy. What? What are we doing? Why am I a 90-cent robot from Seed? What? Okay. So this is a nice tight fit, maybe too tight. Okay. So I need to do I need to get closer with the camera? I can't, it's gonna be, hang on, let me see if I can, so moving camera, alert. I want to see if I can get, I gotta be careful, I don't want to knock the tripod over. But I want to be able to get closer that you guys can see kind of what I'm doing. It's just a webcam. It's not great. Yeah, why do we need Bitloony fail? Why do we need that? So surprise, surprise, I found a set of Allen keys that have the little ball thing on the end. God, okay. I need more light, don't I? Hang on. Ba-bum-ba. This is going to cause shadows, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if this works. Is that more light? Alan wants his keys back. Okay, I'm just going to get all these. I was using these silly things to hold it on, but it's really not great. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to how I'm going to do this. Okay, I thought I might be able to do that. No. Is there... I don't understand. Like, I've been mucking around with this stuff for a few days, right? This can't be the way people build stuff mechanically, right? There's got to be... People don't use T-nuts, do they? Because these are just shit to work with. There's got to be nicer ways. Are there nicer ways to do this? Was... 90-cent robot was 149 out of stock. Damn. I am custom building a 3D printer, and yes, deal with T-nuts. They suck. Yeah, there's got to be a... Need to get ready. Get ready for what, Alan? Where are you going today? Oh, did I just put that on the wrong one? That's okay. Because I'm going to need both of them. I also think I'm going to run out of hardware, as in screws and stuff. Hi guys, when do we get the... I'm not even going to say that out loud. Hey David. Hey Braden. Yeah, people build with that and it's a pain. Yeah, I don't have any of the drop-in T-nuts. Someone pointed that out to me on one of my streams the other day, but I don't have any. And I can get some, but it's not worth what it's going to cost me for shipping at the moment to do it yet. I need to wait till I've got some other stuff to order as well. Like, I can get them locally, but it's going to cost me 4 times as much to ship it than it will be for the nuts. Work had 25 units coming yesterday. 25 units. Wow. Okay, so one side. Also, it's going to just look really cool, blue and black, don't you think? I think blue and black's going to look rocking. Put the T-nut on backwards. Excuse me one sec, folks. One moment. Sorry folks, I'm back. Okay. You found the filament has gone up in price. No, I've not found that, no. I bought some the other week, just black though, but it was the same price as normal. But not been buying a lot of it because I've got a lot of filament up on my shelf. So when we had that filament shortage, when COVID was 2020, right? Whenever that was. Whenever that was. How stupid is that? Whenever 2020 was. Do you remember there was like that plastic shortage? I ended up buying a whole bunch to make sure that I didn't run out. Okay, do I have any more of those screws here? No. Okay, screws. But I've gone through a lot of black, so I bought some more black the other day. Yeah, 2020 equals 2021. They're all the same. That one is too long. I've mixed my nuts. Don't mix your nuts. By the way, this video may contain nuts. Okay. At least this is gonna, it's gonna look nicer, and it's also going to be much more sturdy. If I can get this in. See, this is just so annoying. This is... there's got to be a better way. Got to be a better way. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get this on now. I don't know how I'm going to align the T-nuts to do this. Maybe this was a bad idea doing it this way. Yeah. Here we are watching Xeon fiddler with his nuts. You can't even see the logo. We need a logo cam from this view as well, don't we? Like, there's got to be a way to make the nuts align themselves. Like, they need to align themselves. It's so frustrating. Are we there yet? No. Sorry, Johnny. No. And, you know, like, I feel kind of bad doing this on a stream, but it's either that or I decide not to stream today and do it anyway, so... Oh, come on. Right. I'm not doing those up yet, but now the question is, how do I get this on and get the T-nuts straight? And... like, I can't even see the T-nuts, so how do I get them straight? Oh, this is so annoying. I guess the only way to do it would be to do one side and not have them in there, I think. You need Google glasses so we can see straight ahead at the same that you see. Right, yeah, that would be cool. I could mount it on my head. The webcam on my head. Yeah, I don't understand how I'm going to put this on. Seriously, like, this isn't going to work. Be interesting if the frame was white. Which frame? This frame. White or silver, you mean? You mean the actual aluminium? I like black. I like the black extrusion, but can you actually get... I know you can get like silver. Can you actually get white? I don't think that was a thing, is it? Whoa, oh. Drop my nuts. Also, I think the camera is the wrong way around. That'll be interesting. I can always flip it. I wonder if it costs anything to flip process-wise. Slide the nuts into the slot first. Yeah, I just wanted to see that I could... Yeah. I know, but it's just... This seems so archaic, and they're gonna, yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. Like, I don't recall ever watching Ivan Miranda have to do anything like this on any of his builds. Yeah, the aluminium framed white. Yeah, I've never seen white aluminium, but if that's a thing, that sounds really cool. Like I would definitely. I could see blue and white. No, I'm right-handed, not left-handed. It takes practice to use T-nuts. I'll tell you what it takes. It takes a level of patience that I'm not sure I have. Okay, that works. Okay, that was actually not too bad. Wow, I didn't expect that to be... Oh, if I can get it up. If I can get it. Okay, right. This is going to deteriorate real fast. Okay, that was much easier. Oh, no, it's not in yet, though. Okay, yeah, that was easier. Sure, I should have done that to start with. Turn it around. Get off the camera. So with the cameras, it's really just about experimenting for the moment. Like, I don't know which cameras are going to be the right cameras, and I'll always find other projects to do with the cameras. So I'm not so worried about how much I'm spending on the cameras for now. But as I said, I want this to be a DIY thing that people can replicate. So, like, it'd be a shame if it requires a really expensive camera, because I don't want it to, they look too long. I don't want people to be put off making one if they want one because of the cost of the camera. But by the same token, like, nothing's cheap, and at the end of the day, if this does a really good job, well, you know, even if it costs, I'm just guessing, right? But even if it costs $1,000 to build, that's like considerably cheaper than buying one. How am I doing the recognition part? It's all with OpenCV. All of the so I've already got some code, like code I've written. I did it in a stream a while ago. Hey Alan, hey GVC, that does part recognition, you know, and actually it correctly detected some bad caps on a panel. So I've got that part. It's not integrated into what I'm doing here right now, but I've got that part kind of worked out. And the other day I got panel recognition, which you'll see in a moment, going kind of. I'm still unable to get the Python library that I want to use for image comparison to install. I can't get it working on Bullseye or Buster, which is very frustrating. So I'm going to have to go for something else. A cheap AO machines cost a few grand. A few grand? A cheap automatic optical inspection system, even second hands, like 20 grand. 20, 30 grand, and yeah, they're big and bulky. And they have to go in a production line. Like, they're very hard to use without a production line. Finally got you. Oh, hey, Hems Lab. Okay, so that is nice. What do you reckon? I've got a whole bunch of different adapter things. I'll get them out the way actually. Clear some space and see if I can boot this code up. I made spaces, square spaces. Spaces are very important. just going to put these away, get them off my desk. Definitely want to make 3D parts rather than using those corner bracket things. These things, they're terrible. Really don't like them. Okay, let's get this off and out. And okay, so I don't know if I got the camera the right way around, so we'll see. Reliving my Lego days. Yay, Lego. Okay, so here's my Raspberry Pi that I'm connected to. Now I'm just running this at 1280 by 720 because I need to be able to display it on the desktop so you can see it. Okay, so here's my camera. If I get a panel and I put the panel in, okay, that's upside down. Damn it. But for the moment, rather than flipping it, I'm just going to rotate it around. Oh no, I didn't rotate it back. That's my fault. Remember? I didn't rotate it back. Let's try that again. So if I get a panel, that's what I did the other day, and I put a panel down, right? You can see the red flashing because it's trying to grab the panel to understand where it is and it can't see it, right? It can't see the whole panel. So what it's looking for is, don't worry about the red thing around my fingers because my fingers wouldn't be there. It's looking to get the center of the panel inside this center region here, right? So as it moves along, it still can't get it. See, it's clipping, right? It's got the whole thing now, but it's not in the center. It needs to be, it wants to be in the center. And as soon as I get it near the center, it finds it. It measures that it's 206 by 125, which isn't right because I've changed the height. Oh, it crashed. Oh, I know what that is. Right. That's my software. That's my trying to do a detection on it, which you can't do. Turn that off. Okay. Try that again. So what it does, it grabs the board, and so these measurements are wrong now because I've lowered the height of the camera. So I'll fix that in a moment. I'll show you how I do that. The other thing I should have done is I need a piece of extrusion. No, that's not long enough. Okay, I didn't center the camera. So to center the camera, I just, oh, that's pretty centered actually. Wow. It's pretty good. It's close enough. Okay. So I'll fix the measurements in a moment, but you can see here, not only does it grab the board, right, but it detects the angle. So you can see it's currently 5.7 degrees. It's got to be within 5 degrees. And if it gets it within 5 degrees, it automatically straightens the picture. Bye, Dan. Is Dan going? Catch you later. Going out for a walk. Wow. So that's detecting the panel, the size, and straightens the image, which is kind of important. Like if I put my hand in there, you see the board. Okay, so we're going to stop this. Thanks, Andy Mouse. I need to get the new physical size. Okay, so calc. Now, I'm currently doing this on, I should change this now actually, I'll change this now. I was doing the calculations on a box that was 100 by 50 millimeters, and Jay mentioned to me that the best way to do it actually is a bigger bounds. So I'm going to just quickly put together I might already have one. Do I still have the old image here? I do. So I just made this image that was just a star with this rect. But what I'm going to do is make it bigger. So the bigger it is, the more accurate it's going to be. So on 50, I'm just putting margins in. 250 and 50 and 150, and I print out this box. Eventually it'll be a checkerboard box if I need to do, but I don't really need to do any lens distortion calculation really. You'll see why, because I'm not using one image to do this. And the star's there to focus on, but that doesn't really work. Okay, so I'm going to print this out. Black and white, one, yep. So this is 200 millimeters across by 100 millimeters. Okay, so now I put that in there, and I can Python calc calc physical size. Hopefully this still works. Oh right, no, the camera will be a different camera now. It's input 0. So this is almost the same code. This is an early version of the code. And as you can see, oops, I put it in, it grabs the box, and then when I quit it, it prints out here pixels per millimeter and millimeters per pixel. I'll make that bigger. Is it possible to make this window text bigger? Zoom in a little bit bigger. Okay, so I need to put these values into my other code, which is still called test, of course. Okay, so as you can see, these are quite different now, because I completely changed the camera height. So now when I run it, and I put the board in, that's not correct. That is not correct. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Sorry. Try this again. I didn't tell it what the new size was. So it calculated that, but it didn't do it based on 100 by 50. It did it by 200 by 50. It did it by 100 by 50. Silly me. Okay, that's 200. Okay. This will all be built into the system, right? Into the one script. You'll be able to hit a button and go into this mode. But for now, I'm just running different scripts. Okay. So you can see that there is a little bit of distortion. You see there's a bit, it's bowed a little bit on the corner, like on the edges. But that's okay. For this camera, it doesn't matter. There we go. That looks more sane. Thought that jump up was quite... Oh, come on. Okay. Yep, there we go. So this is actually 163 by 99. 99.5, right? So that's perfect. That's all I need. The reason it doesn't have to be exact is all this has to do is then work out the center of each board. So that's all that needs. Now, I'm just going to stop this. Have I missed anything in chat? Well, Mako's got a problem with his G key. Something's non-red and white. Don't know what that means. Why not use a lower camera to find the board bounds? Should be fast to find the... Because then I've got to move the camera around the whole time to do that, and I don't know where the panel is going to be, and the panel could be moving. Right. To understand, this is designed, whether you use still or not, this top camera is designed to detect a moving PCB, or to understand where the panel is, right? So, as the panel comes in, it starts... Hang on. What can I push this with? You watch me knock my coffee over. So as this comes in, I don't know if the paper will stay still. We'll try it. Like this. It's designed to detect when it's in. So it's coming on the conveyor. Yeah. And it's designed to grab it and go, oh, I found it, stop the conveyor. Or whatever, right? And then it can do what it needs to do. It can't do that with the lower camera moving around all the time because it doesn't know where the board is. So you have the lower camera centered at start. No, because it needs to see the whole panel. Cannot happen, Bruce, with a lower camera. But it's I still haven't fixed that flipping yet. I'll do that. Can't be done with a lower camera. It doesn't know what the board is coming in. It needs to see the whole camera. It needs to see the whole thing. Because this will detect what the panel is. The idea with this is, I don't tell it's a tiny pico. It's going to... I've got an issue where it's flipping the wrong way, depending on where it ends up on the thing. The idea is it'll grab an image of the panel and compare it to a database and go, oh, that's a panel of tiny picos. I know what that is, and load up all the data for it, and then do what it needs to do without me telling it what it is. It needs to see the entire panel to know what it is. So, yeah, it can't be the lower camera. Okay, I'm just going to stop this. The lower camera will be mounted out of the way. Correct, the lower camera will be over in the corner. Lower camera will get homed into the corner here, out of the way for this to happen. This will work out where everything is in world space, where all the different boards are, and then the lower camera will come in and take a photo of each individual board. So we can get close, get as much pixel data as possible for each board. And that's why the distortion on the edges of this camera don't matter, because this is just for the panel detection. Place the board in a fixed frame. No, that would not be easier, simpler, because that constrains everyone to work that way, which this needs to be generic. I want to just be able to get a panel and put it on if I want to. Or it could be on the conveyor, it could be who knows where, right? Yeah. Guys, this is my design for feel free to make your own if you want to, and make it work differently. But, you know, I put 3 months into working out how this is going to work. This is the way it needs to work for me. Right? This will require me to do nothing different on my pick and place line as it would for me to just place a panel in there. Thanks, Chris. Okay, so what I'd like to do is get these linear rails on and get something here that I can just at least move around by hand for now. Now, to be clear, I've got everything I need. This is nuts. I've got everything I need to do all the mechanical, or all the the electronics. More steppers than you can throw a water at. I've got unlimited amount of T2 pulley, T2. Yeah, you know, that thing, that stuff. Belts. Yep. I've got brackets and pulleys and this and that and tensioning and you name it. I've got it. I still haven't designed how that's all going to actually fit on the machine yet. I do have a mock-up. Belt is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yes, I couldn't get it. I do have a mock-up, which some of you have seen. This is the mock-up here of how it's going to work. I think. This is what I'm building right now, and as you can see, it looks pretty close. So I want to put these blocks on and get this rail on. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have a stepper mounted somehow back here, but I haven't worked out where the stepper for the X is going to be yet, because it has to be able to move with the gantry on the Y, and I also don't want to limit its movement. We could discuss lead screws versus belts, but this is going to be belts because it's going to be easier to do, I believe. And there's no precision in this needed at all, right? So there's no, this is not a CNC. It's not cutting or drawing or 3D printing. Use linear electromagnets for movement. I don't know what linear electromagnets are. Mount the stepper on the moving head. Yeah, that's another option. But it's translating that weight that I don't know if I want to do yet. But what did I drop? I dropped something. Oh well. I did get myself those. If I can find them. I mean, I've got lots of just NEMA steppers, right? Where's that? Where's my camera? I got a bunch of NEMA 17 steppers, but I also got myself a couple of... Oh, I even got myself some magnets. Oh my god, I can't find them. There's so much stuff in here. Oh, maybe they're in a different box. I got myself some of the small... I got myself a small one. A couple of smalls. Seriously, where are they? Oh, here. I got myself some of these. Because this could be all I need to drive the X-axis. Remember, I don't need... It needs virtually no torque. It's going to have no weight on it. On the rail, cross over in the corner, change bias to position head. Yeah, that's out of my wheelhouse, Chris. As I said, I've never built anything mechanical before. So it could just be that I can use one of these small ones to keep the weight down. And this obviously doesn't take a lot of space to move around. So we'll see. Does that fit? Which way does that go? I don't know. Put it back in the bag. Whatever. Another time. Can you post a link? Sure. Bruce, hang on. Sting is awesome. Sting is awesome. We're talking about the singer. Okay, you're a mod. Yeah, I don't want to use someone else's. Like, I've seen all these, the open builds. Right, I know what you're going to post. I looked at 15 different like DIY kit, gantries, whatever else, blah, blah, blah. Way expensive. I'm not building it Core XY. I'm not building... This first version is not going to be Core XY. Or none of them are going to be Core XY. Again, too complicated for what I want to do right now. No idea of how to move the gantry. Yeah, sure, yeah. And I'm using other reference to how to do all that stuff. Looking at other people's designs. Another week video. So I've got blocks. So I've got a 350 mil. So these ones are 250. I've got a 350 for the top, all the way from China, and it smells like it. And then I've got where's another block? I have blocks for these two, except where did I put it? Here we go. Now I don't have anything to stop them from coming off right now. I know I could just put tape on it. I could pull everything off and put something at the end, but I'm gonna have to pull it off again anyway. I never clock any links. It's training. Never click, never clock. Okay. Well, I want it to be fast, but not fast like 3D printing fast. Like it's like I don't have to do fastest benchy ever, right? What I'm looking at doing is like I'd like it to go as fast as possible, but that's a nice to have. You can normally see on the Delta platform like Delta XY would also be an interesting approach. The problem with the Delta XY is, firstly, it'd have to be super tall. I don't know how you'd get it stable over on a production line. I mean, this is pretty low profile, right? And I don't believe you could use the same camera for both. Well, actually, no, you can't use the same camera for both. You can't. So that wouldn't work either, right? So the problem with cameras like this is you can't get them any closer than about here. Like it's like 3 centimeters is your minimum focal length, a focal distance, and it's to put a board under that. Can I swap? Sorry, I'm not going for coffee. See, you can't focus. So I've got to pull it so far away to get it to focus that I don't get any pixel data again. Right, that's the problem with those cameras. So I can't use one camera that goes up high to see the whole board and then moves down low. That's not going to help me. It'll still have to be 2 cameras. Otherwise I'm throwing away pixels and then there's no point. It's about getting I need the pixel fidelity in this. The more pixels I've got looking at the board, the more accurately I can detect things. And I also don't know the size of the boards, right? And also, yeah, anyway, yeah. I'm trying to decide if I want to put the rail on or not first, and I probably should. I need to cut this open. So for some reason they shipped this with the block already on it, but with the adapter, with the what do you call it? The thing to slide it off. So I'm going to have to slide it off and then hope I don't lose the bearings. This is what I'm scared about. I've got a spare one anyway. I've got 2 spare ones. Oh, this is greasy as... Can someone explain to me what this is for? Why it comes with a little nut? Is that to... Yeah. Oh my god, this is... I know, yeah, this is leaving oil and crap all over my thing. That's actually not very smooth. Oh, it's getting smoother. So do people know what this is? To keep you from sliding off the end. Is that... Oh, does that screw into one of these, does it? No. How does it keep me from... How does that keep it from sliding off the end? It's lube, yes. Like, I'd like to put this on. God, see, that's already heavy. Oh, my fingers. It's the rail trying. Yeah, well, I can't find locally 350. The only ones I can get are 250 or 500 that I need to cut, and I don't have anything to cut this. Longer bolt in the 2 outer holes on the rail. Sure. Well, I was just going to put some tape around it, but I can do that too. I got to get this shit off my fingers. That's disgusting. Okay, so I need... Which ones did I use there? These. One, 2, 3, I need 5. Printer stopper so it won't come off the rails. Yeah, I was going to, but then I need to, well, first I've got to print something, which is going to take time. And I did the same for here, but I need to pull all this off to get them on. So, but yes, I will do. Okay. How do you line all these up to start with? Maybe I should screw them into this first and then slide it on. Yeah, it's gonna... Okay, I'm probably doing this the wrong way, but you know, like, whatever. Everyone's screwing at me now. Did I get it? Nope. Oh, they're not long enough. They're not long enough. Okay. Eight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make longer ones. Try that again. One. I know I'm not going to be able to we'll see how we go doing it this way. Hey Jericho. I'm sure there's an order of process for all of this stuff to make it easy to do. I just don't know what it is. So my aim with getting all this stuff on here right now, even if I don't know how I'm going to do the steppers and belts and pulleys, is that I can at least manually move things around to simulate how this is going to work. Oh God, this is so greasy. Yeah, move it by hand so I can simulate the process to make sure that I've got my heights correct and everything else. Like the fact that I lifted this up higher, I don't know now where my camera needs to sit inside here. Ugh, that is absolutely gross. Really gross. So I printed these blue things that sit on... I'll show you from this end. So it sits on like this, just for now, that I can screw in, and that they sit on the blocks that go here. So I guess I need to do that. Now I've never done this before. Ugh. The rubbish underneath the table. I've never slid a block on top3dshop.com catalog. What? Crisp posting. Chris posted that. I don't even understand what that is doing. So you can't move one axis at a time with that one, right? You need to move both of them to move straight X or Y. Yeah, it's core X, Y. Yeah, I don't... Yeah. I really don't think core X, Y is the way to go on this for me for the first one, considering that I've never done this before. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that right now. Maybe very easy for you, not very easy for me. Sorry. I'm doing this from scratch, including coding it from scratch, so... Okay, so that's also pretty damn greasy. One. At least these are better blocks. Well, I think they're better blocks. So these blocks and the shorter rails came from Australia. I mean, obviously from China originally. It's going to start to look like something, something, something. It's not core XY, it's HBot. Little different, but also easy. HBot is simple maths, just addition, subtraction. Well, look, I guess at the end of the day, I can look at whatever. Like, I just want to get... I'm not convinced I'm going to pull this off the first time. So my understanding is... Wait, should I screw these on first? I should screw these on first, right? My little brackety things? Probably, yeah. Okay. Clean the rail. Clean the rail first. What am I cleaning the rail with? I'm going to have to pull all this off again at some point, right? As long as I keep these adapters. Whiskey? I use whiskey to clean the rails. Math is hard. Hey Samuel, math is hard. But if it wasn't hard, then everyone would be doing it. WS40 or WD40. Is that... Oh, these are too long. I don't have shorter ones. Do I have shorter M4? I don't think so. Alright, I've got shorter countersunk ones. That'll do, doesn't really matter. I expected all this is going to get replaced. I use alcohol and then light oil for the bearings. They turn in the same direction. You get motion in X when they turn opposite. Okay, look, I'm happy to discuss movement, stepper configurations. That's fine. Like for the moment, as I said, I just want to get all this on. Now, look, I'm not even going to bother cleaning. You're all going to scream at me. I don't care. I'm not going to bother cleaning the rails or anything right now. I'm going to because I'm going to pull it all apart again, I'm pretty sure. My fingers are so greasy that I can't even turn the screwdriver. Oh, yuck. Hey, careful with the fanboy comments. Oh, this stinks. This stuff. That's why you should clean it now. Why? But I'm going to pull it apart again. So why? What? I don't have anything to oil it with. Like I can clean it with IPA, but I've got nothing to re-oil it with. I mean, I've got silicone grease, but I don't have anything. Use any. What do you mean by light oil? Light is in the color. Like cooking oil. I've only got yellow. Is that light oil? No need to. So what am I cleaning it with? A lint-free cloth and what? And IPA, or just wipe it with a lint-free cloth? Don't even have a 3D. Right. I'm sure at some stage in the future, everyone, I'll have enough confidence that I will be able to do all sorts of mechanical configurations. Right now, having never done anything like this before, I don't mind failing. I don't mind failing multiple times, but I want to fail quickly, not slowly. Just IPA. Okay, hang on. So, spray IPA on and then wipe. Is that what I'm doing? A couple of rollers and a piece of string. Yep. We don't get to see the logo. We'll Hey Phil, Levchenko. Light oil means low viscosity. Okay, well, I don't know what the viscosity is. Sewing machine oil or 3-in-1. Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff here. Vodka I've got. Spray on, wipe off. Spray on. Except I assume I need on the sides as well, right? Oh, I'm just spraying IPA everywhere. Ugh. Please watch Cheap Linear Rail Review Part 1. Does it suck and how to lube it? Sure. Yeah. Okay. Wasn't that much dirt on it. Okay, we're happy now. Can I transfer? Packing grease will dry in there. Attract grit, generally make life miserable. Hey Ian, normally you soak in solvent. Okay, well, okay, I'm putting this on. I'm gonna get this happening even if I'm pretty sure I know what I need to do. I just slide it on, yeah? Like that, okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, nice. Fun. Progress. It doesn't feel as smooth. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Hey Groovejet. Okay. Yay! Now loosen the rails so you can align them. Right. Well, I need to get this on first. Yeah. Okay. I'll loosen them first a little bit. Actually, don't I want to keep one straight? I want to keep one in. No, loosen first or you get crap. Yeah. That's not stiff enough. What's not? What? Are you talking about whiskey? So using lube is good for removing the rail. Aren't I supposed to keep one of them locked? And then loosen the other one? My brackets are not stiff enough. What? As in you think I'll get play? That's okay, these are temporary. Again, everything's temporary. I thought I was supposed to keep one locked. I'm going to keep one locked. One side. You want them both loose to get the gantry in, travel to both ends. Right, and then, okay. But that's assuming that I've, okay. Okay, fine. So, okay, that's a problem. We have a problem. So these nuts, the heads are much bigger and my rail won't fit inside now. Damn it. I need M4 with a smaller head. I don't think I've got. Oh, damn it. Okay, that really sucks. I mean, I won't be able to lock this in place right now. Fixed electronics, why don't you use your pick and place camera to visually inspect your PCBs? Because my pick and place machine is a pick and place machine. It doesn't have that ability to do that. It's not an open P&P whatever machine that you can kind of program to do whatever you want. Mine's a commercial machine that does what it does, and that's all it does. I can't make it do that. Damn it. I mean, I could try cutting these screws down, 8 of them. Oh my god, I got this lube is everywhere. He said after the event. With no stoppers in place, you're having anxiety. That's okay. Don't have anxiety. Cable ties. I'll put cable ties. I'll put cablettis on here. What am I going to do? This sucks. Hey, Monster Mark. Well, not yet. It doesn't look awesome. And I don't know what I can do, except for cut some things, and I don't know how I'm going to cut them. They're only a little bit short. Put a 50mm bolt in the end of the rail. Sure, I can put bolts in here to stop them from coming off. That's fine. I've got to solve this first. I need to solve the length of these. The height of those screws. You can just file the heads to smaller diameter to make, or possibly, that's going to take quite a while. I mean, it might be quicker for me to just see if I can sand the ends of them down and make them shorter. They're only slightly too long. Only slightly. And I can go to the store today to get more. I just can't do it right now. Is that high enough to stop? It is. Okay, good. I've got nuts now that will stop the block from getting off. I don't have an angle grinder, but I've got a sander. Okay, so that won't come off now. They're stuck. Okay, is everyone happy with that? I'll move that out the way. I'm gonna have to take these off. I can do it on here. Let me see if I can just sand one of these down. I can't put, I'll put spaces below the 3D printed part. That's a great idea. That's actually a really good idea. Who was that? Who said that? Who was it? Who was it? Put spaces. Fire developer. Thank you. I think, whoops, I think it just needs a few washes, because as I said, it's really close. Okay, I'm going to not freak everyone out. So I don't even know if I can get this out. Can I get it out? I can. Long. Need it longer. I'm going to put long ones here just to prevent it from coming off. Just for now. Because I think I'm making cable tie have a conniption. Or was it cable tie or someone was having a conniption? Okay, they won't come off now. So now I can take these off. Assuming I can even get to the screws now. Or print T-nuts. What do you mean print T-nuts? I mean, I can just make this base taller. I can re-3D print them, but for the moment I can just use washers. Look, maybe, should I start 3D printing new ones? When I pick it up, I'll forget. Whatever, something will happen. Maybe I will just 3D print new ones now. They take about 35 minutes. What do you think? Because it'll be noisy with the 3D printer going. Or I just use washers. I think I just need 2. Buffering. See, I think it's okay here. I think I just need 2 washers. Let's just try with 2 washers. Although it's going to be hard to do, but Jerry's back. I did miss you, Jerry. Yeah, 2 washers will do. And then what I'll do is I'll re-3D print them with the extra height from the 2 washers at some point, I guess. I have to put these on first. Okay. It's going to be tricky. Here we go for a 4-hour stream. I don't know. Anyway, these will probably have to be sturdier, but the idea was that whatever these end up being, we're going to be like they'd have bits that hang off it to do the belts attachment and stuff. Okay, that still might be a problem. They're still just touching. How? I guess people use countersunk ones. Oh, are you kidding me? These are better, but it's still, I don't think I can get access to a T-nut. Okay, that's freaking annoying. I'm gonna have to use countersunk and make it thicker, and oh man, didn't expect this to be a showstopper. What'd you miss, Dan? You missed me. That's annoying. Right, so that's my block bracket. So what I'm going to have to do is oh. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm just going to hack it here. Hack it here, hack the planet. Oops, no, hack the planet. Okay, so, whoa, what happened? Okay, let's get rid of these fillets. The fillet of fishes. I'm gonna have to move them over. I'm gonna move them over 2. I need this to be, so you see how I counter sunk the ones on the bottom? I'm just gonna have to do that on the top. Just make enough space for it. So I need this to go down. How big was that? How thick was that? Is that like a millimeter? Hey DIY in the ghetto. No, are you a nut? It said one nut to the other nut. One nut said to another nut, "How you doing?" The other nut said, "Oh my god, a talking nut." Okay. It was 1.7. Let's make it an extra. I'll make it 1.8. He was salted. Okay, so I need these fillets gone because I need to make it wider. Actually, I need this to be deeper. Just made that 1.8 longer, but I just realized that. Yeah, okay, that might work. If you add some width, you can add the belt hardware later. Yeah, but I don't know what hardware I'm going to add later. That's the thing, so I don't know how much to add. I mean, I can, but having it just hang off the edge doesn't really help me. Like, I'm assuming I'm going to put something on here that, you know, if this was sticking out like this, there'd be some type of belt tightening, not belt tightening, you know, belt clamping thingy with screws. I don't know what it's going to be yet, so leaving room doesn't really help me, like, doesn't do anything in this case. I'm going to make this thicker. To give it a bit more rigidity, and we need a countersink. We're going to countersunk these. Modify, chamfer. How much do we need? I don't know what these screws are. Got called away a while. We're remodeling the bracket because even with the new screws, they were just touching the extrusion, and it was slightly off-centered. So I'm making it thicker, so I don't have to do, and I'm going to make them countersunk, so I can use those other screws to get it lower. I just don't know if that's going to be enough to get the screw in. You don't need a 2020 under your MGN on your X. I do, because I don't have a linear rail long enough. So I do need one, unfortunately. Add the countersink's depth to the thickness. Yeah, I did that. Raise the center rather than countersink the screws. No, it's overlapping. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Well, the bracket is bigger. What do you mean bigger? Right, so you're saying if I grab that section here, so if I extruded that up a millimeter, if I extruded it up 2 millimeters, so I've got clearance for the screw, and then I just need to raise the holes 2 millimeters. And the top of this. Really? So I'll say make the bracket bigger so I can put the linear rail directly on it. Well, that's gonna, yeah, that's not gonna work in my case for now because it's way too short. Like the rail is way too short. I'd have to have the bracket sticking out really far and only being able to get screwed into here, right? Or I make it come out all the way to here for 2 screws, I guess. But then what am I screwing it into? I mean, this is already the camera's way higher than I thought it was going to be. Look at that. But I mean, the camera can be mounted underneath, that's fine. Like the bracket can go all the way around. But this is already, yeah. I think for the moment, I'm just going to stick with the extrusion for this. I'm happy to optimize it. Once I've got it working, I can optimize it. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it needs to be raised if I've got the, like it's already too high. I think I just like the idea of it countersunk. Like I think honestly this will be good. Just flip upper extrusion 90 degrees or 180 even will be easier to mount stuff that looks down onto it. But not easier to work. Where if it's upside down, it's going to be much easier for me. Like I'm going to have to keep flipping everything over to get underneath to work on it, I think. And I could always, yeah, 90 degrees makes more sense, maybe. It depends on where my homing is going to be. Okay, I'm going to print 2 of these. Yeah, rotated 90 degrees maybe, yeah. Except it's going to make the camera too far. So Ollie's going to school. So Ollie's at a new school now, and she can walk, which is great. So she's just saying goodbye to me. The problem with having it 90 degrees is, well, let me just get this out. Let me just, y-axis bracket 02. Okay. It says an hour and 3 minutes, but I run it at 150%. So, bracket 2. Okay. How long does it take to print them? It'll take about 35 minutes, I think. Okay, I don't need to find my Octoprint. Here we go. Bracket 2. Do you print parts like this with 100% infill? No, well, I'm not right now. 33% infill. All temporary. Yes, Prusa Slicer can work with any printer. They've got full options for setting up. I think there's already settings for Ender 3 and other things. Gotta refresh it. Yeah, I got rid of the raise section in the middle. I don't want to raise it any higher. I countersunk the screws instead. Like, yeah. Y-axis bracket 2. Beep, beep. Yep, yep. Let me give it just a quick clean. Okay, that's going to print. So, Cura has a beat on that aspect, but yeah, just never liked Cura that much. Yeah, with Prusa Slicer you can print direct to Octopi as well. I just don't, because if you print direct, it prints direct, great. I want all my stuff in here. Like I manage 2 different printers, and I want, like I reprint things and stuff. So I do it that way. But yeah, I can print directly to it. I can even send it directly to Octoprint rather than straight to the printer. Yeah, all that stuff. Super Slicer, not heard Super Slicer. Okay, so now that that's kind of, yeah, I need to solve why I can't install why I can't install Pi FFTW. I started using Presto recently and have been too lazy to make a profile for my other printers. So I use it for one. Really? Well, I've only got Prusas here, so it makes it easy for me. So for some reason I can't pip install Pi PW. For some reason it downloads and it craps out and it won't compile, and without it I can't use the software that I was using when I was playing on my Mac to do my image comparison stuff. As you can see here, it fails to build. I can't find anything online about it. Oh, you can't even read that. I can't even read this. This is the worst color ever that they choose for errors. So, check the logs for full command output. Yeah, whatever. No, this is a Raspberry Pi. No, it shouldn't be missing any dependencies. It's got everything installed now. It's really frustrating. It's only this Pi FFTW. So, read out the error. I don't know what the error is. I can't even read this. Could not find the FFTW header, FFTW3.h, but it is installed. Lib, is it FFTW? Is it with a dash or without a dash? Oh, I've got the install. Yeah, I've tried both. Sorry, not like, I mean, I've tried lib ff number 3. Yeah, I've done all this. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I missed this. Hey, Wagon Loads. If this works, I'm going to start pinging you 24/7, Mark, for user support. Nah, see? Or maybe, wait. Nah, same problem. So it could be a path thing. Paste ls. See, it's there. Okay, now it's a different error. Unknown file type .py yx. It's a different error. Can everyone hear my printer grumbling? Can everyone read this? Make a symlink. A symlink to what? I can't even read the error. So the error is this. I'm going to post it into here. Yeah. This is on my new one. So it's, hey Kevon, it's a fast Fourier transform library for Python. And what's interesting is the algorithm I want to use doesn't even use it. But I can't install the library without it. I can't use Python 3.8 instead of 3.9 because this is what the Pi comes with, and for anyone that has ever tried to change the Python version of what's on a Pi, well, good luck. You end up fixing things and fighting things forever afterwards. Pip install... if I just go through the whole process again, maybe it just needs to go from the start again. Not compiled to C, I don't think. Isn't it just bytecode? Yeah, no. Is there a way to change the text color of REM? Which version of the Arduino IDE wagon loads? The old version, you can skin it. You can't just change the color. You have to reskin. And the new version, I think you can change the color. So it's called image similarity measures. This is what I want to use, and it has a whole bunch of dependencies. Try the following: sudo pip install pyrex. What's pyrex? Pip install pyrex. Right, you have to reskin it. Do I have to install Cython? Really? There's no... Okay, maybe... You sure I need Cython? What? What's wrong with this? What? Oh, apt. God, sometimes I really think I'm dyslexic. No, that won't work either. Yeah, apt-get. There's no Pyrex I can seem to install. It's a pip dependency issue. Open a bug. GitHub. Pip install broken since... That's since 2018. That's not correct. That link you just posted. This works, like I can pip install this on my Mac. No problems. So you want me to do C? So is it Cython? I have to install Cython. Okay. Mark says do it, so I've got to do it. No, it's not Bullseye because the same thing happens in Buster. I was on Buster on my last stream. I moved to Bullseye on a different Pi. Last comment from October 5. Okay. Well, hang on. Let's just see if this... Like, it'd be nice if that you actually get better. Right, okay. Thanks, Chris. Like, better errors would be really good. Like, you are missing this dependency. This is doing something. Oh, Mark! I should send you a Feather S2 Nano. Okay, so let me just... I want to make sure that this is going to run through now. So an answer from 2020 says it's all the solution. When you have to learn, listen to me. Sometimes, Mark. Most of the time, Mark. Not always, most of the time. Okay, it's installed. Holy moly. Oh, by the way, I didn't even look at the time. Oh, 32 minutes. 32 minutes to go. Yeah, well done, Mark. Thanks very much, mate. That's awesome. So I can now turn these back on. And I've got to remember what I was doing here. Right, I just want to see. This is going to crap out with finished dinner. Finished dinner is a method that doesn't exist. So, we'll put a panel. Oh, here we go. We're going to go Python test 2. Oh! Oh! Nope. Value error, numpy ND array size changed. May indicate binary incompatibility. Expected 44 from C header, got 40 from Pi object. Oh no. You should get a new printer then, Mike. Get a real printer. I'm just kidding. No, it's something in incompatibility with NumPy. This Raspberry Pi is seriously, and the state of Linux and Raspberry Pi is just freaking disgusting. Really is. So this has been called from the measures stuff. So it's from this line here. You need to build a cache of the compiled Python object. No. What am I doing? What is that? Interesting. Oh, that's the shadow. Okay. Why is that not detecting it? I think the shadow from the rail is causing a problem on it. It can't detect that anymore. What I can do is lift the gain, maybe. I mean, this is not lit, right? There we go. Yeah. Stop with the piss off. Piss off. Okay, I will fix that. So you can see it's doing a stable check. Really doesn't like the shadows. It's detecting if it hasn't moved, and if it hasn't moved for a certain period of time, see, this is going to die now because I haven't installed SRE, because SRE is the thing. So how do I this is Bullseye, Raspberry Pi OS Bullseye. So how do is there a way to rebuild caches or anything? I'm going to use LEDs. I've got 24 volt and 12 volt RGBW LEDs on the way. Yes, I just don't have them here yet. Yeah, it's now just Raspberry Pi OS. So there's just an incompatibility now between all this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna have to move to a different Python image comparison algorithm of some description. Oh no. I'm waiting. While I'm waiting for you, I'm going to just look at... what is the problem? SRE not being defined sounds... No. That's because I disabled the import. The issue is the import craps out about NumPy. The error there is not the error. This error. That when I do the import on the SRE stuff, it's saying it's not compatible. Sure, I know, Mark. That's why I'm letting you know. Pasting it into Discord. There you go. It's in Discord for you. Value change size, pip install, upgrade. Really? But this'll... Then I'll end up with an incompatible version of something else. Yeah, I'm doing that now. -force -reinstall. Oh. Okay. We got it. We got it. It was just I had to redo NumPy. Okay, finished dinner. Not defined. SRE 44. So, what that is doing is going to be maybe hard to explain. So it is comparing the image it captured. Catch you later, Stephen. Thanks for joining. It's comparing the image that it captured of the panel to a panel image I've already got, which is this one. Right? So, if I was to run this again, yeah, and I put it in, and I put it upside down, hey Cedric, this, ooh, 43, I'm obviously not... pair frame, resized image. Where's compare frame? Am I not loading it? Can't remember. Right, I'm loading it up there. I'm sending you back to my second screen now. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Mark. Interesting. So I hacked this together the other day, but I hadn't actually done anything with it because I couldn't get the compile working. I want to put something else in there and see what it finds. Oh. This panel might be too small. It's having trouble on it. I've got a set of settings that tell it a minimum size of the panel. Minimum width. That's inside the minimum width. Okay. This all could just be a lighting thing. Yeah, I've already suggested to Mark come live in Australia. He doesn't want to. I really think it's that shadow. I need to take the linear rail off. I mean, I can make it super bright, maybe. Up the gain. Again. There we go. Go on. Capture it. Stay still. Thank you. $45.25. So with SRE, it's kind of weird. It's a very small window of good and bad values. So 43.59 when it was upside down. Was that the upside down one? So there are other tests I can implement. So, and so the reason I wanted to use this plugin is because there, so this is my code that is sitting on my Mac. There's a whole bunch of different things, right? You got a whole bunch of different types of comparison methods. So I'm going to try a few of the others as well. There's about 8 different ways you can compare with this plugin. Another size. What? Remember seeing Untitled going out of his mind when he put on his cardigan and there was a spider. Yeah, thanks very much, Mako. I really appreciate you reminding me of that. Judy. Yeah, oh, I've seen plenty of snakes, but not around the house. Doesn't, no, I mean these are all got odd number of rows versus columns. It's irrelevant to how many are on there. It's just looking for the overall size right now. So what I'm looking for here is which algorithm gives me the best result. The best result, like differentiating result between clearly a match, or clearly like a close match and a not even close match. Because for different things it's looking for, a different algorithm is going to give me a different result. What? Mako's going? Oh no, Samuel's going. Bye, Samuel. Okay, so let's do this again. So this stable thing is just a temporary hack, making sure that the panel hasn't moved. Oh my gosh, what? Yeah, try again. Compare frame. Oh well. That's a bad copy and paste. Okay, 20 minutes to go. Okay, so you can see these values here. Oh, did I not get a slash properly? Right, forgot the slash n. So run it again. So I'll paste those in here so you can see. So they all give you, they're all different types of ranges of values. None of them give you a percentage. It's all a, I can't remember what they call it. So this is clearly not a match. I'll paste it just here. Okay, that's not good. I'll do one at a time, just so we've got a record of it. So this is comparing a prototype board panel, Tiny Pico proto board, to a panel of Tiny Picos. Right, and now if I run it with the panel of Tiny Picos, come on. No. It's still shifting to the shadow. So every time it restarts the stable test, it's because it thinks the bounds has changed. See, it's jumping in size. It's because of the lighting. It's because of the shadow. Come on, stay stable for long enough. Ignore brightness in your comparison. Yeah, but that requires... I understand all the color spaces I can do it in, but that requires me rewriting all that stuff right now, which I don't want to do. I just want to get this stable so I can compare the values. Just want to add more light, just long enough to get it stable. Okay. I mean, this obviously this lighting is wrong because it's captured a completely different visual for lighting now. Take the brightness out of the equation. Yes, I know that, Chris, but that requires me spending half an hour rewriting a bunch of this stuff right now to get that to work, which I didn't particularly want to do on the stream, and have everyone sitting there watching me do that right now. Yeah. Bounced off a sheet of paper. I just need to get... You know what? I'm an idiot. Because I can just slide this out. Right. Totally forgot that was not attached. What are the odds that you get dive bombed by a bird on your bicycle? I've been dive bombed like at school before, like when I was at school. Sure. Okay, I need to put this back now to... Okay. Yeah, I don't want to add more light. I want to, yeah, I took the thing off. Okay, and if I do the same thing again, that one. Take a quick look at the link. It should take a few minutes to change the color space. Well, there's a lot of other stuff I've got happening, but hang on. Take a look at the link. I'm going back looking for your link. Where's the link? Oh, there. So what color space am I supposed to be using? Do you want to give me a TLDR? So to use the S of HSV. Catch you later, Gustus. Hey, I'm not sure how to pronounce Vyota. If I got that wrong, I apologize. Catch you later, Cedric. Thanks for joining. Voita. Hello, Voita. Thank you, Mark. Get off. Really? That is really frustrating. Okay, so I'll convert. Okay, I'll load and convert, and we'll see what this does. Frame equals. Okay, I'm going to convert it to HSV. And I'm going to convert resized image to HSV. Hey Michael, Hot Wheels, what? Local variable compare frame reference. Oh, what? Interesting. I am printing some new brackets. It's got 11 minutes to go. New brackets for my mechanical build. To hold my x-axis on. Okay, so this is what I'm getting now. I'm gonna, where do I paste this? I'll do it here. So that's what I'm getting for a non-match, and now we'll see what we get for a match. As I said, this is just really temporary, because I should be able to discard those already, because on size, like if the size is so different, it shouldn't be trying to compare it, but that's okay. I need to see what the two images are that it's comparing. What I want to do is I want to write them down. I'm gonna save compare frame, and I'm going to write I want to have a permanent comparison, not just show them on the screen. I just want to see what it's comparing. Oh. Okay, so I should now be able to see. Okay, resized. Whoa, really? Well, there you go. It's comparing this to this, so the crop is not working. Well, that would make... that would make a big difference. What's wrong with my cropping code? Crop image by max rect. I want to do a show. One sec. I want to see what it is cropping it as. Oh, that won't pause it. Oh, how do I pause it again? I'm going to do white key 0. Okay. That's not silent. I can put it in silent mode, but it's a bit slower. Why can't I see the... That didn't show me the image. Why did that not show me the image? Did that open a tiny little... Did it? I didn't see a tiny little window. Oh, right. I didn't even see that. What is this? Yeah, this is not... Why is this not cropping correctly? Oh, this is so frustrating. Boy. It's the same code. Exactly the same code that does the bounding rect of... What was the number? Oh, that was minimum panel size for detecting if there's a panel there or not. So this code here detects the out, like if I'm running it. So the code that does this... See that red box? Yeah? The code that does that is this. It's going through all the contours, right? And it's finding, based on these thresholds, and it's finding the biggest around the panel, which is exactly the same as this code here. I wonder if it's essentially why would you not extract the region? What do you mean extract the region directly? It's got to find the region. I don't understand what you mean by extract it directly. It's got to find out where the panel is. I need to fix that bug. It's giving me the grief. It's got to find the outside of the panel. Missing... Oh. Really? I missed one. once you find it and have the region, why not just grab the data in the same bit of code? Well, because it doesn't happen in the same bit of code. This is just this code's all meshed together right now. They'll all be happening in separate processes. There we go. Okay. That's better. Okay, so now that's our resized image, and that is our compare frame. You see the difference in the blur? And obviously this was taken under different lighting. Oops. So this one is comparing to was taken under different lighting. So because it doesn't happen at the point of me grabbing the bounding box. It's got to happen at the point of it being stable. It's getting the bounding box every frame. While the thing's moving, while it's doing other stuff. My process is right. Okay? Like it's just that I was, yeah. So the question now is, so what I can do though, I can recreate a new, right. I've just created a new panel. So this is a new one just captured now. Anyway, the code's just all hacked together, Chris. Okay, so now I can, if I run this should give me the best result. The whole process right now is just to be able to detect what type of panel this is, right? It's, yep, okay. So that's got a score now of 53. So it's, this is almost 0, which means it's perfect. This is almost 1, which means it's perfect. The SRE we won't worry about. Now if I do the same thing again on this panel, now that we've got some proper data to work from, okay, and we've got 0.84 and 0.01. You'd think that this would be like the opposite end, but so it's comparing this to that. So I just have to work out the threshold to detect what it is. Okay, how long has this got to go? This is the last layer. Last layer, and then I can go back and put this back together again. So I'm going to switch and pull this apart. And I hope what I've just printed now will work. Johnny's on fire. What's Johnny done? Is that image stretched? Yes, the image is stretched. It needs to compare same size images. Now, obviously, in this case, the fact that it has to stretch it to get it to be the same size will make it fail, right? Will make it fail the image comparison test. And the print just finished. Okay. Burn my fingers on the hot heat bed. Okay, new brackets without nice curves. Did I get the... Oh, it's so quiet now. Did I get these in low enough? About 1/4 millimeter up still, but that's maybe okay. Okay. Good one. Will that sit in there all the way? Oh, it's still... I think it might, but it's literally 1/4 millimeter. I mean, I can... You know what I can do? I can fix that. I can fix that. I'm going to take these and get my countersunk bit and drill them down. Won't be a sec. Just in the garage, won't be a moment. Compressor. Okay, I just countersunk them a bit more. Okay, now we're cooking with fire. Small bodge. Bodges are good. Oh, nice. Flush. Love the sound of the compressor turning off. Did I sand it off? No, I used my countersinking bit and I made the holes wider, the countersink wider, just to allow the screw to go in a bit more. Okay, one. This one doesn't have the stop on it. Be careful. See, this whole screws and sticking up and tolerances, these are all the things that frustrate me, that I'm expecting to stumble on because I've just never done this stuff before, right? Like, it didn't occur to me that I should just design everything with countersunk screws to start with and make sure I've got enough play and everything else to do that, because it's just not something that's ever been on my radar before. But that's okay, that's how you learn. You import all of your fasteners from Let's see. What do you mean by all my fasteners? You mean nuts and bolts and stuff? I didn't design this thing in Fusion down to that level. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so finally I might be able to put this on and line up the rails. Oh, nice. Okay. Woo! Okay. Progress. So, I assume I'm attaching one end. Is that what I'm doing? There's wobble this way, but the thing's not in yet. So am I attaching one end first? Like, ooh, I got purple PCBs coming from JLC PCB for my nano prog. Let's see if we can get that last centimetre off the end of the rail. What do you mean? The bit hanging over the edge now? I can cut that off later. Like, I don't have a thing to cut off with. Start by attaching the gantry. What do you mean by start by attaching the gantry? This is all a gantry. Which gantry? B7 JLC, they are damn sexy. Ooh, I hope so. We don't know if the frame is square. Nah, it's probably not square. Earlier I managed to lose my balls. No, I didn't. Lose my balls? I just want to know, should I clamp one of these ends? Should I clamp one of the X rails on yet? The gantry is the part that bridges the two trucks. This. So the X rail. These are Y rails. Y gantry, X gantry. Right. So again, asking the question, am I locking one of these on first? I guess the answer to that is yes. Don't use magnetic screwdrivers to do this. Just saying. Are you going to make lower camera mount move parallel to the frame? Move. What do you mean parallel to the frame? There is no requirement for any of this to be square. Yeah, Mark, stop working so much. I'm going to speak to your boss. Get him to cut you a bit of slack. Hey, boss, cut him a bit of slack. Okay. Don't want to wear out Johnny. So the reason this does not need to be square is because I'm not doing anything precision with it. There's no precision, anything to do with this. Right? It all happens at the image processing part. Okay, now that's interesting. Right, so how am I doing this? So start at one end and clamp it, right? But don't these both have to be locked first? Right, they both have to be locked. That's what I thought. Need more T-nuts. Wow, long stream. Almost there. Who's almost there? Me? I'm not almost there. Almost poked myself in the eye with my screwdriver. Okay, so I'm locked. So I'm now screwing these in. Am I doing one side or both sides? Okay. I mean, this is fairly squared. Like, it might be out a millimeter over the length. Like, it really doesn't matter. So next ones. Don't tighten them until I traverse. But that's the traversing. I'm locked out at the moment. I can't go any further than that. But this is that not good enough? 1 millimeter is not huge. Not for my purposes. Is that not good enough? Okay, I'm not sure what else this would feel like if it's not locked. Wow, sticks are on sale on Banggood. Yeah, they were brought up the other day as well. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm feeling like this is working fine. Like, as long as I can drive it from one end, which I can, and this is smooth, not binding at all. Make sure it's good as I keep tightening. Okay. Yep. Last two. Okay. Yay. Except I didn't do this 90 degrees. But I can do. Yeah, binding's tight. Yeah, there's no tight spots. I mean, so this is not enough movement. I mean, obviously I'm locking it at the end here right now with that tall screw. I need this will have to go back further. But I'll worry about that later when I put an end stop on. Like, I've got limit switches to put on, but I've also, something to physically stop it from coming off. Okay, so I can't really mount the camera to this right now. I don't even know what camera this is. Yeah, I can't really. See, that's not anywhere, that's not far enough back. But if it was under here, it would be. You can't see, my hand's in the way. And that's a huge range. Like, that's a massive panel. And when this goes all the way back, and these go further to the end, that'll give me a huge range of vision. Oh, yuck. It's OV9281. How will you seek to each board? What do you mean, how will I seek? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's what I said. I need to make this 90 degrees. I should have done that before. Yeah, I'm going to do it on the side, and then it can wrap under. Yeah. That's the plan. Right, so again, when it grabs the panel, it works out where the panel is, and then it loads the definition for the panel based on doing that image comparison to say, hey, this is a panel tiny picos. Then it loads the data from my pick and place file, and it knows how many panels there are. It knows that there are 4x5 and the size of each board, and so it maps out the center position of each one. I go to the center of each board and I take a photo. Yep. That's it. And it's all about the image processing, not about, like, this mechanical stuff is, for me, the hardest part, but it's the least, but it's actually the least tricky part. I just have never done this before. But like, I really feel like I could, like, this could be completely optimized. This whole rig, like, this is going to be super heavy. There's just no need for it to be this big and heavy, I don't think. But also, the heavier it is, the faster I can move it. Somewhat accurate, go to the center of each board, or whatever the coordinate is. Well, not really. Like, it's gotta be roughly in the center of the board. Like, I'm not going to deliberately make this thing be sloppy if it doesn't have to be. But the fact is, everything can be fixed on the image side. Everything. I can correct for rotation, I can correct for position, I can grab the image. There is no way I'm going to be able to not grab more than the board. The lighter, the faster. Yes and no. The lighter it is, the faster I can move it. The lighter it is, the more it's going to move, the more it's going to oscillate, jostle, the more, you know what I mean? Like, there's no point trying to move around the board and capture images when the whole thing becomes, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I don't want the whole gantry to shake. Because it's too light. Okay. Means more mass. Yeah, like, the less mass it needs to move, the faster it can go. The less overall weight of the machine, the more it's going to jostle and vibrate. Okay. So yeah, I got to really work out this stepper stuff. Like, I've only got a fairly small gap here. You can probably see on this side. A very small gap here. I mean, I can get belts in there, and I guess at the end of the day, if I had a stepper that was mounted, oh God, whatever. Like if I had a stepper mounted there, however, right, with a pulley. Let's forget about the H setup right now, yeah? But if I had that there and I had at the front here a pulley and it just taped into the bottom of this, I'm assuming that, is it? I mean, once the belt's tensioned, this should easily be enough space. Yeah, this is twice as wide as the belt. So on the inside, I want to keep the inside as clear as possible if I can, because I need to mount lighting. So I'd like to reserve this. I want this whole space inside here to be clear, because I'm likely going to try to put strip lighting in here and see if that will light up evenly enough. But I've got to wait for my LEDs to arrive, and I need to work out how I'm going to power and light them. I'm going to have to modify my controller board. HBot or Mark Forged. Mark Forged is a bit simpler. Inside the slots. Inside the slots. How would I get that inside the... Anyway. So that's fine for the Y. The X, obviously, you know, that's a fair bit of weight. I mean, yes, it could be mounted. Like here. Can't see. Right. Like it could be mounted here. Going this way. I bought some really nice LED tape, which is continuous instead of distinct LEDs. Like it has one big smear of phosphor. Right, but are they still RGB LEDs, like individually addressable? I need them to still be individually addressable, because I still want to play around with the idea of doing different colors for different directions to see if I can build a mock 3D image. I want to try it. So either I have to use 4 individual strips, which I don't want to do, or I want to use one long strip that I can set. Oh, right. No, I want to be able to do individual colors, which is why I got RGBW and not just a W. Yeah, I mean, I could have just gone to one of our hardware stores and picked up some 12 volt white if I wanted to. Yeah, I had Pong, then I had Atari 2600, then I had my dad got into early XTs. No, he had an Apple II. I had a C64. Then I went Amiga 1000, Amiga 500. Then I went to PC, unfortunately. And he went to PC as well. Okay. So all of this is good. I still have to get my stepper driver board working. So I'm going to have to modify... Where is it? Do I even have it? So maybe some of you will remember this. What's the time? Wow, 3 hours. Okay, well... Open project. So some of you might remember, oops, this that I still haven't got made because I haven't validated the pinout. But I'm going to have to modify it anyway to... So a few things that I didn't think about when I designed this was I need to have inputs for limit switches. So I need 4 limit switches inputs on this, and I also need I need to make sure that I can get access to the MIPI, so I need to modify this a bit for the camera slot. And I also need to so this is designed to run off 12 volts. So if the 12 volt LEDs are good, then I can use this as well for that. But I don't want to control the LEDs from the Pi, because the Pi is terrible for running NeoPixels, like really bad. And you have to run it in pseudo. So I will probably stick a micro on here, but just headers that I can plug like a tiny Pico or something into it that will talk via UART to the Raspberry Pi, and it can control all the LEDs is what I'm thinking. I don't really want to do that, but again, as I said, RGB LEDs on the Pi is terrible. Just run a Gerbil on an Arduino. No thanks. No Gerbil. No G-code. None of that on this machine. Oh, yeah. That is not how I'm designing it. Maybe use some of those Pololu. Those Pololu what? I don't... No, as I just said, Alan, no G-code. No G-code in the project. It's not a 3D printer. I've got stepper drivers here. 2 stepper driver boards. One for the X, one for the Y. I'm using Bobs. I am talking Python to them. I'm controlling them via SPI. Yeah, I don't want Pololu stepper drivers. You know that already, Marius. Because I don't want to use G-code. I'm not interested in using G-code on this. I'm using Python. And I'm controlling it all by the same brains, the same code, because OpenCV... Anyway, doesn't matter, because that's what I'm using. This is what I'm using. Python, SPI to the drivers, and yeah. I'm using 5160 motion controllers. Correct. Bobs. Anyway, so I need to modify this. But I need to get back to prototyping why I couldn't get... Why the SPI kept crashing. Game Boy stuff. There are expansion boards that offload the handling of the NeoPixels from the Raspberry Pi. Okay, Gary, I'll have a look. What? Pololu stuff make one? I couldn't find anything a while ago. No Gerbils. So no misstep detection needed. That's what these drivers do. I'm talking directly to the chips via SPI. I'm using Trinamics full driver level stuff, not step and direction. Anyway, yep. Oh, Carsten going to bed. Did I miss that? Catch you later, Carsten. This is the way I'd like to solve it to start with. And my only reason for moving away from this way is if I literally cannot get it working. 'Cause No, I don't need closed loop steppers. Step and direction on a stepper, like you get a little trinamic stepper driver, yeah? Hang on. Okay. So, I think there's some confusion about what's happening here. Let's go to here. So, I've covered this before, but we'll do it again. Well, I need end stops anyway, but that's fine. Well, I can use crash detection. I don't really need it. Anyway. So, that's a trinamic little stepper driver that you see on a 3D printer. Whoops. That's a bob. Yeah? I mean, that's external MOSFETs. These are the same. Except this has no SPI access. So all you can do with this is step and direction. This has step and direction, but has SPI broken out. I can talk directly to the chip and tell the chip to do whatever I want it to do and not have to worry about step and direction, which means I get full programmatic control over acceleration, deceleration. I don't have to mathematically calculate. I need to go from here to here, and it's this many steps, and I need to accelerate like this and decelerate like this, which means there's this many steps, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and I don't have to do any of that, right? And I get full control over this thing, but they're the same. I don't want to use G-code, and I don't want to use... This does yes. Look them up. Yeah. I don't have to count steps. This does everything, count steps. 2209 is not a motion controller. I don't know which one 2209 is. Blah, 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 says Mark. So, that's what I'm using. I don't want to do step direction. I don't want to have to calculate. I have seen it several times because of my kids, and it's actually pretty good. Surprise, surprise. Steps are outdated. We use skips. Right. It's been 5 skips, so therefore anyway. Okay. Man, 3 hours. But can it detect a motor misstep? Right. Can a stepper driver detect a motion misstep, like on a 3D printer? No, it's not, Wagon Loads, because there are solved solutions for a 3D printer or CNC. You get a Gerbil board and you put a stepper driver in it. So, you guys are asking me questions. Anything a stepper can do, this can do, plus stacks more. Right. So if the stepper that doesn't have SPI access can do it, the one that does have SPI access can do it. They're the same. That's not really true, Alan. Like, a normal stepper can... anyway, I'm not going to go into this. I don't want to use normal steppers. I don't want to use a step in direction. I want to use... I'm using this. If I ever release this as an open source stuff, people can make their own controllers for it if they want to. Okay. It is warming up big time. I think it's time for me to... It's a broken out board. Bob. Yeah. And Bobs can also take encoder input if I wanted to. So once again, missteps and stuff aren't going to be a problem for me. I don't need that type of precision. Does it have a home input? I have no idea. Don't think so. When you say a home input, I don't know what that means. Does it have a bunch of stuff that I probably won't be doing anything with? Sure. Okay, yes it does. Thanks, Marius. But I don't need rotary. I don't need encoding. That's the point. I don't need it. This is not precision. I need it to be roughly in this. I don't need it to be in the center of the board. I need it to be taking a photo of the board, and that can be millimeters out, and it's still okay because the photo I'm taking is going to be bigger than the board, and then it will do its own detection, like I'm doing detection on the panel. On every photo, it'll do its own detection and work out the board from the photo, and then it's all image processing. I just need to get the head roughly where each board is on the panel. I can do that for homing. I'd like to do something ideally more accurate. I've got a camera, right? So I could have a built-in homing cross or something on the unit, and it can home itself in the center of that, right? Easy. I don't even have to use the limit switches for that or crash detection. Well, I want to be more than just in the board perimeter. Like I want to be nearish to the center, so I've got an easier time of capturing the rect. Like there's no point being off to the side where I can't guarantee the rest of the board is in there, right? But I can be like, so my tiny S3, for instance, is 18 by 34 millimeters, okay? So I've got to be within, I've got like a 4 millimeter tolerance on the top and maybe a 10 millimeter tolerance horizontally. Like really, if I can't get this thing into a rect of 4 by 10, you know what I mean? That's the precision I need. It doesn't have to be any more accurate than that. I'd like it to be accurate just for the self-satisfaction of it being accurate, but it doesn't have to be any more accurate than that. No, I'll put limit switches on, absolutely. But I'm saying that it'd be nice, like when it gets to a limit switch for the home area, it stops, and then it goes through a homing thing where it uses vision to do it. I'd like to do that instead. There's always a bit of leeway with a, say, rector 4, quickly 5 times. Rector 4, rector 4, rector 4, rector 4, rector 4. Thanks, Mark. Now you do it. Yeah, I'd like to do the vision homing just because I think it'd be a fun challenge, right? But yeah, limit switches will be on for sure. And I've got a whole bunch. I've got micro limit switches that have already got. When I put them, I bought some new ones. I've got a whole bunch of limit switches, but I bought. Well, I need to sort my hardware out. This is frustrating. I don't know where I put them. You're really cute. I hear. Right, here they are. Okay, found them. So I had these big, ugly limit switches from ages ago, but I found these where I got more my extrusion from. They're little kits from Maker Store here in Melbourne. So they're little tiny limit switches that are... I can use store guard, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, crash detection, store guard, same thing. So these are smaller little ones, and they come with a whole bunch of hardware, mounting hardware and screws and spade connectors and T-nuts. They come with everything you need to attach them, which are really, really cute. So, and a nice aluminium machined little plate for them. So they're much smaller. So yeah, I can't remember how many I bought. 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought 6. Always buy extras just in case. Modern ones don't need switches, agreed, but I'm going to put them on anyway, which means I need to put connectors on that board for limit switches. And I also don't want to have to rely on the crash detection when I'm learning how to program it and how to do stuff. I don't want to damage them. So limit switches will just help with that. Rectum 4, rectum 4, rectum 4, rectum 4, rectum 4. I had 2, but I wrecked them. Okay. I think it is time to go. Thank you everyone for your help. Yeah, it's a bit heavier than I was hoping for, but it ain't gonna move. So my next plan for this is I'm going to do edge detection of leading and trailing edge as the board moves past an optical detector. You asked me this already, Wagon Loads. Why? I don't... It already does that. It already uses image processing to do the board detection. Why does it need to do anything else? Leading edge and trailing edge isn't enough when it doesn't know what the board shape is. It needs the whole thing. So it needs to see the whole board. Why would I use optical detectors? Where would I mount them? How would that be universal and generic for everyone? You asked me this on the stream the other day as well. This is solved. My panel detection solves all of that. That's all working. It doesn't need anything else. This one is definitely not as smooth. This one from China. I'm not sure if it's the rail or if it's the block. I might take the block off and put another one on. That's right. OpenCV, when it detects, like when it was doing and it finds the board and it's stable, or when it thinks it's in range, it'll tell, well, it won't tell the conveyor to stop because I have no way of interfacing with the conveyor right now. That's a whole different problem. The protocol on the conveyor, I can't use the protocol on the conveyor to do it without messing with the pick and place machine, but I can interrupt the power, or I can interrupt the speed, right, and set the speed to 0 or something like that. So, but that's for another day. Right now, I'm happy to do them individually under here. And good night from you and from him. Who's him? Everyone's leaving before I press stop. That's okay. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to like. Can you send it a pause command? No. Because the pick and place machine reads the state of it all to know if it can feed another PCB or not. I don't want to mess with that, especially because I don't have any spare conveyors. I don't want to mess with that. But I can mess with the speed control on it, which is independent, right? It's just a dial. So I can mess with that and tell it to stop and then start up again. And like, because that's what I do right now. Like, it comes out on the conveyor and I'll wait till it gets near the middle where it's not over a sensor, and I turn the speed down to off so it stops. But the pick and place is waiting for the next sensor, so it doesn't send anything else, which is great, right? And then when I start it up and it goes off and it hits the sensor, it continues, and the pick and place can load another one. So I don't want to interfere with that. That's why the speed control. Pick and place will do what if you're imaging when it needs to outfeed? Well, it won't outfeed unless it knows the conveyor is clear, which is why I can't interface well, I can't mess with that protocol, and it won't load a new one onto the pick and place machine until it knows, sorry, it'll load a new one to start pick and placing, but it won't send it to the out feed if it knows that there is a board on the out feed. And the out feed won't go if it knows that there is something blocking it on the conveyor. Which is why the timing on this thing, because there's a 3-stage conveyor and a 3-stage on the pick and place machine. I don't want to mess with any of that. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it, Chris, at all. And I don't want other people to have to mess with it. So the easier way is to have the conveyor stop before it triggers the next step, which says, okay, you can send another one to the pick and place machine. Simple as that, which happens to be in the middle of my conveyor. And I would assume would be pretty much the same on all conveyors. But the conveyor interface for me is the very last thing right now. I need to get this 100% solid first. I don't need this to be on the conveyor for it to be really helpful with me, right? I just need to be able to grab a whole pile of panels that I've got back there and stick them under and have it check it. And I can do that one at a time. You know, even if I manually put one under and even if it takes 30 seconds to check the board, which is ridiculous, right? That's still an order of magnitude times faster than if I was doing it myself under the microscope. Yeah. As a proof of concept, it's what I need for now. Yeah. Okay, I'm going. Thank you all for your help. I really appreciate it. I'm going to print a 3D bracket for this to be able to mount the camera underneath and have a play. And I will be streaming more about this on my second channel. So if you haven't subbed already, sub on my second channel. Unexpected Streams. It's got like hardly any subs. No, I don't really care. But that's where I'm doing most of the work on this. Thanks, Chris. Bye, everyone. Take care. Hope you have a good rest of the week. And we're ending now. Bye.